Okay, YouTube, so we got a brand new Sonic Frontiers leak that was just found on 4chan, which claims to know about a Sonic Central event coming up later in this month. So what we'll do is we'll read the leak, present it to you guys. I'll let you know if I think it's real or fake, and this will lead to a little bit larger of a discussion. So sit back, relax, let's not waste your time, and let's roll the clip. So the time has definitely been flying by. If you look at the calendar, it's already March, where like if you asked me back in December when the Frontiers trailer first unveiled, my initial prediction probably would have been that March is when we're going to get gameplay. And so far, we really haven't seen anything. Sega really doesn't want to let the cat out of the bag. So we've been resorting to talking about basically anything we could find. If you guys remember last month, we were all freaking out over the smallest, blurriest screenshot of Sonic. And don't forget the quill debate about the short quills or the long quills that literally consumed Twitter for a couple days. I'm sure Sonic Team and Sega and the people that make these games, as well as other people on Twitter, were probably like, yo, these people are sick in the head. But Sonic fans are thirsty. We want to see something. When we don't get news, when we don't get gameplay, we start to get a little crazy. So with all that being said and all the thirst for Sonic news, I have something to talk about today. It's not verified. It's from 4chan, which I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing about, and me as well. But we always have to pay attention to it because there's definitely been some true leaks from 4chan. So at the end of the day, we're going to cover it and we're going to get into a much larger discussion because I'm starting to see the sentiment grow that if we don't get gameplay at this certain date, then the game sucks, which isn't true, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So without further ado, let's read this leak on 4chan that talks a little bit about when we might see Sonic Frontiers gameplay. So as always, you guys know the drill. Make sure to take this leak with a giant bucket of salt. As a matter of fact, maybe make that 2 buckets of salt. But if you do know the nature of leakers, you know that they have to post this anonymously because they are signing NDAs, and that's why we have seen true information on 4chan. But that's just a little backstory. So anyways, let's get right into the leak. Okay, so here's the leak. He says, what's really happening with Sonic Frontiers? I've seen so many bullshit leaks and false truths out there that I stopped giving a shit. The fear mongering from the other leaks is getting old. Here's what they're really doing. His source is none other than trust me, bro. Anyways, he says Sonic Frontiers announced at the Game Awards to get people hyped. Little gameplay shown. This is because they have taken note of Breath of the Wild's advertising, which showed a CGI trailer, a big threat, and beautiful graphics. It didn't show gameplay. They are going to show gameplay this month on March 18th on a Sonic Central, as well as information about Origins with a release date. Don't know what the release date is though, admittedly, but the big thing is the massive amount of gameplay you guys are going to be shown with some pretty high quality animation. They want the gameplay reveal to be big. Huge. That's why you also saw the Forces model instead of the Frontiers model, which is mostly similar to the Generations model, but in a similar pose as Forces. They want to combat any big game coming out this year, and they have a feeling Frontiers can do that. This has been the most confident Sonic team has been since Sonic Generations, and they want to show that off once fully prepared. Information on Sonic Prime is small, but is talked about again in the next Central. Basically talks about the concept of the show and shows off all of the characters. There's also a very brief mention of Sonic Movie 2, mainly for the merch. That's all I got. I haven't played Frontiers, but I've seen the trailer and damn, it looks actually really fun, but extremely similar to Breath of the Wild, mainly with these core rock things called fusers. Other than that, it shows everything you've heard from previous leaks all in one trailer. I don't want to go over the same things, just have to wait until the 18th for some gameplay. So there you have it, that's the leak. Obviously, the most important thing to point out with this is that they talk about a date for Sonic Central. They're sticking their neck out and being like, yo, this is when it's gonna happen. So whenever something like that happens, you kind of want to talk about it. And here's the deal. Do I believe this leak? Do I think it's true? Well, honestly, it doesn't matter one way or the other because at the end of the day, we will find out on March 18th if this leak is true. Personally, I'm leaning towards it not being true, and I'll tell you why I believe that. The problem is with a Sonic Central and like putting a timestamp on a gameplay leak for March is that it's going to coincide with the movie. In my opinion, I think Sonic Team and Sega are working very closely together to make sure that they're not stepping over the toes of the movie because let's face it, Sonic Team did say that they're upping their budget for this game, but at the end of the day, they do not have the budget that the Hollywood movie has to advertise their game. So think of it like this, the movie is going to help boost the IP. It's definitely going to bring some new fans into the series. So would it be wise for them to step over the toes of the movie? That's up for debate. I mean, they're definitely both separate entities. I think Sonic Team's plan is to kind of just play it smooth and just let the movie come out, let people get hyped, let people see what's in the post-credit scene, get all that buzz, all that promotion on Twitter, and once we forget about it, it's time time to talk Frontiers. On the other hand, let's talk about why it could be realistic. Think about the date March 18th and think about Sonic Forces. Sonic Forces has a very similar release window to Sonic Frontiers because they both had a holiday release date, so you're looking at like November, December, probably November though. And when was Sonic Forces gameplay revealed? It was revealed on March 17th. So is it possible we can get Frontiers news? Yes, absolutely. But the difference between Forces and Frontiers release date is that I think the Sonic franchise is in a much better spot, and they have a lot of projects coming out this year, so they kind of have to space it out a little bit more. And with the Hollywood movie, the Hollywood budget, they're basically getting free promotion for their game off of that. So we'll just have to wait and see. Kind of just want to present it to you guys, see what you guys have to say about that. It could go one of two ways. They could surprise drop something in March, similar to how they handled it for Forces for the similar release window, or they'll just wait until after the movie, and then at that point, we don't really know what's going to happen. And I'm going to tie this back to like the main point. Like, does this even matter? Because I see it a lot. You see people on Twitter, they're always talking like, yo, if we don't get gameplay, this game's going to suck, which very well could be true. But at the end of the day, does it matter? To me, no, it doesn't matter. As Sonic fans, yo, we got a lot of projects coming out this year, and we're being kind of spoiled. As far as Sega and Sonic Team, they're saying all the right things. The most impressive thing is that they're actually completely changing the gameplay style. We're getting a high budget game with an open world, and it just seems like the franchise after like 10 years is finally going in a new direction. We have new writers. The graphics look amazing, and by all accounts, this is not going to be Sonic Forces. This is going to be a good game, I think. Also, I've said this a couple times, think about how much the gaming industry has changed since the last mainline Sonic game. There's a lot of games that have come out since, and they can kind of borrow from them. Like, you see in almost every leak that they took a lot of elements from Breath of the Wild. Listen, as long as it has a Sonic identity, I'm okay with them ripping out a lot of good elements from Breath of the Wild. Zelda games and Sonic games are still two different things, but if they take a lot of the good things from that game and put it into Sonic Frontiers and it scores well on Metacritic, I really don't care. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you bitch, whether you complain, whether you moan about when we're gonna get gameplay. The fact of the matter is we're gonna get the game, and it's either gonna be good or it's gonna be bad. There's no cryptic hints. Like, if the gameplay trailer comes out at a certain day, it doesn't affect whether the game's gonna be good or bad. The only thing we really can do right now is trust the plan, be patient, and just hope that we get something soon, because I do agree, like, we do need to see something, but this fear mongering about how like the game might not be good because it's not coming out at a certain day doesn't make sense to me. If you ask me what my true prediction is as to when we'll get gameplay, there's a couple scenarios that play out. South by Southwest is next week. It seems a little bit out of the picture, so how are they going to handle the release? I think it'd be at like a major awards or game show, kind of like E3, which apparently is only virtual now, but I think sometime in June is the most realistic window to expect gameplay. If we don't get it by then honestly, I would actually join your side, and I think we should start worrying. But remember, we're getting a lot of Sonic content this year, so you have to trust that they have a plan, and Sega and Sonic Team probably don't want to step over the movie's toes right now. So let the movie come out, let that go, and then we'll kind of revisit this. We'll come back to it in like May or April, because from there, the next big project is Frontiers. Last thing I want to touch on is some of the other contents of the leak. They talk about Sonic Origins and that we might get a release date for this game, and it's like, yo, what the fuck? What's happening with this game? Sega, if you're watching this game, can you confirm to us again what you did like 3 months ago, that this game is not canceled? I said this a couple times. I covered leaks a few months ago, and it said it was in development hell. One can only imagine that this is going really bad, or I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. I feel like the only logical assumption you could have is that that game is really going through it. We were supposed to get news before the end of 2021. We're 3 months into 2022, and we haven't heard anything. So I don't know what the hell's going on with that game, but maybe we will hear something about that one soon. I have no idea. And Sonic Prime, what the hell? We need a trailer. Sonic Prime is actually like my sleeper project of 2022 and beyond. I'm low-key most intrigued to see Sonic Prime. I feel like that's going to be a super fun show. Seeing the actual modern Sonic animated in 3D with seemingly like a more serious plot as opposed to like the Sonic Boom show is something that I'm actually very excited to see. I can't wait for that to drop. So I hope they do give us some information about that. What are your predictions on when you think we'll get Sonic Origins and Sonic Prime information revealed? Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. If you guys like this video, make sure to drop a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and please share this with a friend. Drop a comment down below as well. Love to talk Sonic. Love to get into the discussion. I got nothing else to say to you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Until I see you next time, peace out.